It must be Christmas in July because Treasure Map Nami is here and I have all the details for you. Let's go talk about them. People of the Manor, welcome to today's YouTube video. My name is Mark Plays and I am your guide to sailing the OPTCs. Today we're going to be talking about Treasure Map Nami, the character, the bosses in the event, as well as some of the most useful characters for this event. By the end of the video, you should know everything you need to know about Treasure Map Nami, as well as some ideas for teams that you can use to beat these bosses. Oh crap, there's a hole in my chest. What am I, Ace? What Scarf? I don't know what you're talking about. But before we get into it, please like and subscribe for more One Piece Treasure Cruise guides, as well as leave a comment down below letting me know what teams you're planning on using for this Treasure Map Nami event. So first, let's talk about Treasure Map Nami herself. We're going to be talking about her captain and special ability, but there's not a whole lot else about her noteworthy, but her special is a doozy. Captain ability reduces the cooldown of all the units on your team by 1 turn and will boost the attack of striker and cerebral characters by 3 times if your HP is above 50%, otherwise only 2 times. Her captain ability isn't super amazing, but where she shines is her special, which we're going to talk about right now. Her special is on an 11-turn cooldown. It reduces 3 turns of paralysis, attack down, chain multiplier lock, chain coefficient reduction, burn, and blindness. Then she will change block and badly matching orbs into matching orbs. Oh my god, I feel like I just read an essay. Jeez. Her special does so freaking much. She's an amazing support utility unit. She won't do much for the damage output on your team, but gosh, she deals with basically every debuff you could possibly want to handle. The only thing she doesn't handle is defense buffs on your enemy. Other than that, if you need any kind of debuff removal, she's kind of got it. So if you're asking, well, Mark, why should I farm Treasure Map Nami? Well, because she's an unbelievable utility unit. But now that you know everything you need to know about Treasure Map Nami as a character, let's start talking about the bosses you're going to be up against. The first boss we're going to be talking about is Blackbeard. He's got 510,000 HP and deals 4.3 thousand damage per hit. Preemptively, he will give you 2 turns of a chain multiplier reduction, as well as will limit you to 2 specials per turn and give you a full board of block orbs. Additionally, every single turn, he'll clear every buff you have. So against Blackbeard, you're going to want to bring characters that do multiple things in one special activation. The characters I personally have in mind are Raid Boa to handle the chain multiplication reduction, and then Coliseum Neko to both give you an attack boost and deal with those block orbs. I suggest a Treasure Map Luffy captain, since he will boost Powerhouse and Free Spirit characters, making both of the ones I just mentioned work on a team. Now the Blackbeard's out of the way, let's talk about the next boss you'll be up against. Next up is Brownbeard. He has 340,000 HP and deals 4.1 thousand damage per hit. Preemptively, he will give you 3 turns of paralysis, and then when you use an attack boost, he will blow away 2 of your crew members. The idea against Brownbeard is to bring a paralysis reducer, obviously, as well as possibly some attack boosters that will last 3 turns or longer, getting around his crew blowaway. I, however, don't necessarily think you need an attack booster, so I suggest Ambush Shanks. He'll deal with the paralysis and give you an orb boost while he's at it. I'm also using Neo Mihawk because I want to use Neo Mihawk. I never get to use him, so he's free spirit and he'll be boosted by Shanks and it's a good time. It's great. So don't even worry about it. It's great. I suggest a Treasure Map NL captain, as well as bringing Ambush Shanks or any other paralysis reducer, and then taking on Brownbeard at the end of the Treasure Map round. Brownbeard is quite easy, so I suggest waiting to take him on until the end of the Treasure Map round. I suggest fighting bosses like Blackbeard and Rayleigh instead, because they are much more difficult. And speaking of Rayleigh, let's go talk about him right now. Rayleigh has 530,000 HP and will deal 4.4 thousand damage on attack. He will preemptively rewind your specials for 2 turns and give you 2 turns of an anti-heal debuff. Upon death, he will revive to 20% HP and give himself an 80% damage reduction buff for 2 turns. Under 50%, he will give you 3 turns of paralysis and another 2 turns of anti-heal debuff. Under 20% HP, he'll hit you for 95,000, so don't get him under 20. The tough part against Rayleigh is easily the special rewind. If you want to get around that, you're going to need to bring a character like TM Law, who is both immune to special rewind and will lower the cooldowns of the rest of your characters. I personally am opting to go with a slightly different strategy for my free-to-play teams though. Against Rayleigh, I suggest bringing plenty of strength units, obviously, as well as somebody who will remove percent damage reduction buffs. That way, when he revives, you can get rid of that pesky damage percent reduction buff and continue to take care of Rayleigh with your strength characters. Next, let's talk about the last opening fight in the treasure map. Whitebeard, Whitebeard, Whitebeard! Bum 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 bum. I don't know what I'm doing. Last boss is Whitebeard with 710,000 HP. He will also hit you for 4.4 thousand damage per turn. He will preemptively give himself 3 turns of 80% damage reduction, 3 turns of delay immunity, and then give you 3 turns of a 1.1 times boost to your attack and orbs. On turn 3, he will blow away 2 units. When he's under 50% HP, he will lock your orbs for 3 turns. And then under 20% HP, he will hit you for 2.5 times his regular attack value. So against Whitebeard, you're going to want to bring percent damage reduction buff removers, as well as somebody who can remove beneficial effects on yourself. Against Whitebeard, I do suggest a driven team with treasure map Cavendish. Cavendish will take care of the attack and orb boosts and also apply stronger ones to yourself. And he also has a little bit of orb manipulation, so that's good too. Additionally, I do suggest bringing Raid Zoro to get rid of that percent damage reduction buff. From there, you can really just bring any other driven units you want to, but I would prioritize quick units for obvious reasons. With all the opening battles out of the way, now let's talk about Nami herself. We'll start by talking about Nami on Stage 6. Stage 6 Nami has 400,000 HP and will hit you for 3.4 thousand damage per hit. Preemptively, Nami will give your team 5 turns of despair and then rewind your special by 2 turns. On turn 1, she will boost her own attack by 1.3 times and give herself a 30% damage reduction buff. On turn 2, she will boost her own attack by 1.5 times and then give herself 99 turns of a 30% damage reduction buff. Against Stage 6 Nami, you're going to want to bring a 2-turn cooldown reducer, as well as somebody who can remove 2 turns of despair. I suggest treasure map Law for this fight, seeing as he is immune to special rewind, lowers the cooldowns of your other units, and also removes a few turns of despair. If you can take her out before her first turn, you don't have to worry about those pesky buffs she'll give herself on turns 1 and 2. Next, let's talk about the actual final boss, Stage 7 Nami. Stage 7 Nami has 820,000 HP and will hit you for 4.2 thousand damage per hit. She also has some homies with various barriers on them as well. Stage 7 Nami has toxic immunity, will silence your crew for 2 turns, and has 1 turn of a damage threshold buff. If you delay her, she will enrage everyone on the field for 10 turns and then also wipe all of your buffs. Under 20% HP, she will give herself 1 turn of complete damage negation, rewind your specials by 9 turns, and then start an endless end of turn damage debuff. There are 3 homies on the stage and they all do something different as well. The Strength homie will change your orbs into tandem or recover orbs. The Dex homie will give you 3 turns of paralysis, and the Psi homie will double the damage you take. Against Stage 7 Nami, I strongly suggest bringing Coliseum Magellan to take care of the homies without having to worry about their barriers. I also suggest bringing 5+ story Robin to get around the special silence. I also suggest bringing a friend Captain Legend Carrot so you can ignore the threshold buff. Coincidentally, we have some treasure map Nami teams right here, as well as teams for Coliseum Magellan right here. Lastly, if you haven't already subscribed, please make sure to do so and click that little bell down below so you never miss a single OPTC guide. If you'd like live assistance with One Piece Treasure Cruise, you can come join our Twitch or our Discord, links in the description below. But most importantly, happy cruising. All right, I'm done. That was enough of that.